Alright, welcome back. Time to continue with the main battle tank comparison. Now, last time I was taking a look at the OF, I believe the Leopard, and I think one more vehicle. Now, I'll be specifically comparing the new rank 15 vehicles. The Deadly Baguette AMX-32-B2, the other Deadly Baguette AMX-32-105, and the OF. Now, the baguettes here, the AMX naval tanks, they're very nice. I personally love the 30B2. This thing has a nasty APF-SDS round, and they're very agile, very maneuverable, but this one does lack a stabilizer. That's the only drawback basically on the AMX. Speed is good. It has explosive reactive armor, which actually does do a good job. It does save your tank from multiple, in some cases multiple ATGM impacts. And you know, probably one of my favorite tier 8 vehicles at the moment. The main gun, as I already mentioned, is really good. Now the AMX-32-105 has less, let's say, protection. The explosive reactive armor definitely does help a lot against ATGMs, but this thing has a stabilizer, actually two. I think someone mentioned a 2-plane stabilizer, which I mean the gun is really accurate and it can shoot on the move really well. Now, the OF-40 is a bit slower, has a slower reverse speed, but the frontal armor is very good and the turret is actually surprisingly bouncy. But the APF-SDS is bit, as I've heard, weaker than the APF-SDS on the AMX-30B2 and the AMX-32-105. But you know, it's APF-SDS and it will get the job done as long as you aim around, you know, vital parts of the enemy tank, it will go in. So it doesn't matter what round of APF-SDS you have, they all go in. But I have to say, the AMX APF-SDS does seem to be, how to explain it, does feel more powerful. Does feel like when it penetrates, does feel like it's doing more damage. But you know, maybe that's just because I like the vehicle, maybe just because I play good with the vehicle. I don't know. I'm just, you know, sharing my experience with the vehicles. But all of these vehicles are honestly fun, and the OF does have a big advantage over the B2, over the 30B2. It has a stabilizer, but it doesn't have any explosive reactive armor, and you know, explosive reactive armor is good, but only against heat, ATGMs, ATFS, and all sorts of ammo like that, and missiles, of course. Now let's start with the Deadly Baguette. And well, there we go. Ammo destroyed in first hit. Actually, that was a very accurate shot through the fuel tank, right in the ammo of the P-54. Now, this tank can bounce shells, but I'm not really trusting the armor, obviously high tier. And the main drawback with this vehicle is the fact that you can't really aim, peek, and shoot. The gun is going to wobble all over the place, and you can get used to it. I got used to it. But can you imagine how good this tank would be if it had a stabilizer? It would be amazing. And of course, I also recommend, if you're sniping, manual aim, manual zoom, because it's much more accurate. And actually, sometimes, depending on what situation, I guess, auto zoom can be good for ATGMs. Auto zoom can be good against, well, can be good in these situations where you peek and shoot, while the manual zoom is very good for long range sniping, basically. I do a lot of sniping, so I just prefer to have the long range scope, or I prefer to have the, you know, the manual zoom. But with this vehicle, it definitely, you want to have as much accuracy as possible, and you do get a lot of accuracy with the manual zoom. You can zoom in much more in the enemy tank for more accurate shots. But you have to be, of course, have to be careful not to get bombed or not to get flanked when you're in a bomber. That's why usually people ask me why you yeet the bomber. Well, usually when I don't yeet the bomber, I get yeeted, so I just have to be in the tank as quick as possible. I have no luck. luck is everything, and if you have no luck, you can't really afford to spend a lot of time in the air. But let me tell you, I really love the main gun on this thing. It might not be the most stabilized gun, but man, when it hits, and it's accurate. So that's all I need, basically. All I need. I mean, ever since this thing was released, I liked it. It worked really well. It does seem like it has a better kick than the Leopard A1A1 or the Leopard 1A5. The 1A5 needs the M33 AP FSDS, which is still not added, by the way. Oh, that was a flying turret. That was a flying turret. Yikes! That was a lot of ammo detonated there on that thing. Ouch! That's what happens when you load maximum ammo. RIP. I definitely don't want to be the crew member of that tank, because that looked... well, I mean, the crew probably did not feel a thing. They have been vaporized instantly, which is actually what happens when a tank gets penetrated with a ATFS or heat round, and when the ammo cooks off, just, yeah, crew is dust. Brutal, but such is tank warfare. Very scary stuff, metal boxes, basically. But they're fun in a game, of course. In a game, in a virtual, I guess, world, it's a game, so yeah. I always liked the War Gunners, like, ballistic realism approach. It doesn't matter if the PC version or the mobile version, they have... What is bro doing? What is that T-54 doing over there? Bro decided to climb Mount Everest with a tank. Respect. That deserves respect. Actually, how did they get on top of that hill? When I go there, the game kills me because I'm outside the battle zone. I don't know. I have to actually go and check that out. It does seem like a very troll position. If I can get my tank there, it could potentially be a very evil position. I have to check it out. I haven't thought of going there myself, because I mean I did go there, but I got killed by the game because I left the zone. So yeah. Wait a second. What is even happening there? What is even going on? I am confused. Need to see with my own eyes. I got one kill, I guess, but what were the two tanks doing over there? Wait, what? Oh, come on! Don't push the M50. Yeah, I actually feel bad for the M50 there because they have been pushed into the open by the T-54. Yeah, don't do that. Just don't do that, please. Don't push your allies into the open. That's such an evil thing to do. Like, I actually thought to leave the M50 alive there. Every time I see the enemy pushing the enemy tank in the open, I shoot the tank that's pushing the tank. I spare the guy that's getting pushed, because you know it's just the evil thing to just push your allies into the open like that. Don't do that. I mean, I get pushed all the time. I wish friendly fire was in the game. But yeah, I really wish that we had friendly fire, because if we had friendly fire, there would not be as many trolls pushing the tanks around. In any case, it was a solid match with the deadly baguette. I love this tank so much, it's ridiculous. So let's go to the OF. Now this thing is I like this thing. It is a surprisingly I say maneuverable. It is maneuverable. It is definitely fast. Does have a very good gun depression, and the turret is very small. And when I say small, obviously the turret is huge. It's wide, right? But the profile, the tall, like the turret isn't tall. It's small. It has such a nice angled gun mantlet. It can bounce shells, so positions where you can hide the hull and your turret is the only thing peeking over the ridge here is how this vehicle can be played, and I'm getting pushed. Isn't that convenient? Just when I was talking about being pushed, I'm getting pushed. Okay then. Well, I guess I have to fight the friendly team and the enemy team at the same time. You know, the thing is, I think the OF has a diesel engine, right? Has much better torque than the T-54. Now, I actually could be wrong, and I think I am wrong, but I think the T-54 has a petrol engine based on the sound that it produces. Doesn't sound like a diesel to me, but I could be wrong. But I'm fairly sure the OF has a much more stronger engine than the T-54, so I can just push that thing in the water and I can drown T-54 if I feel like it, but I feel bad drowning a friendly, so I think I'll just try to tolerate as much as I can. I'll try at least, I'll try my best to tolerate, but I can't guarantee that my fuse isn't going to blow. I missed the ammo. I got hit by something. I got hit by a ATGM, I believe. Somehow I did take no damage there. That's kill number 2. We have someone spamming missiles at us. Oh, it's okay. T-62. We have another vehicle on the right. Let's say IT-1 troll tank. That was a good kill. That tank had to be killed. IT-1 is nasty. Priority target. T-62 killed the gunner commander. We have a deadly baguette, 32-105. Killed the loader commander and the gun. You actually can ammo rack these vehicles by shooting them in the turret. They have ammo in the back of the turret, and if you have a APFSDS shell with good penetration, you shoot the turret. Doesn't matter where, just around the turret, around the gun mantlet, and maybe a piece of shrapnel goes in, and it goes right in the back of the turret, and it just kills the tank by detonating the ammo. Another deadly baguette. I destroyed the main gun. Now they have to repair the main gun. I have 7 APFSDS shells left, so I have to be careful. I have HETFS, but I don't really like to use HETFS if I can use APFSDS. APFSDS is much better. Well, I mean, better. Not really. Every ammo has, you know, its own use. I use both, but I rely on APFSDS much more. Since it does feel like it's much more reliable. At least in my case. I could be wrong, but depending on, I guess, the situation. That was kill number 6, and that's okay. T-10A might be a bit too heavy to push in the water, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I have enough horsepower to push that thing in the water. In any case, that's some fantastic teammate right there. Oh my god. Raket and Troll Panzer. Ammo destroyed. That's a nasty hit. Right in the ammo. Should have actually gifted the Raket Panzer the T-10A kill, but yeah, I don't want to do that. Not the nice thing to do. T-62 took a shell there. Let me see if I can wreck it. Okay then. How is that crew member alive? They took like a 105 APFSDS to the chest area, I believe. They have a huge hole right where the lungs are, I believe. How are they alive? How are my crew members alive as well? I also took a shot in the third. Another troll, another IT troll tank. I'm getting pushed again. Isn't that just convenient? 9 kills though, I'm not gonna complain. 9 kills! That was a good match, didn't even notice. I did not even notice. I really wish we had friendly fire enabled. Gaijin, the snail, if you're watching this, please add friendly fire to the game. I can guarantee you a lot of players would love to have friendly fire because there would be less trolls pushing us around. Anyway, joke aside, that was the OF. Good match actually, I'm very happy with the result. And now, let's go on to the bonus tank. I decided to drive it. It is funny how I don't really do well with this tank. I honestly tried. I raged and raged and raged and raged and raged trying to get a good match with this vehicle. I simply can't. I don't know why. I get a good match with the 30B2, which obviously technologically speaking is a inferior vehicle since it doesn't have a stable. It's not stabilized. It doesn't have a stabilized gun. I do well with the AMX, but I simply cannot get a good game with this thing at all. Like, you wouldn't believe how many videos I had. I think it usually on a good day I have 150 recordings that I choose from, and I pick the best possible battles. With this thing I made maybe 300 battles, all horrible. But the second I take the B2, the first tank basically, the one with the reactive armor, I do well. I don't know why this thing hates me. I don't know why I suck with this thing. I honestly, I don't know. I don't have any explanation why I cannot play this thing properly. It is not slow. It is maneuverable. It does tick all the boxes that I need. Yet I still fail a lot with this thing, and I'm confused. Honestly, I'm confused. I play crap. I mean, crap. There is no bad tank. I played some of the, let's say, worst tanks, although they're not the worst. But you know, players say that they're the worst, and I just go with that. But I play some of the supposedly worst tanks in the game. I play them really well. I get 15 kills on average with them, and I do well with good tanks. I fail. You cannot make that up. You cannot make that up. But it is what it is, and yeah, I just look at the results of the battles and just look in disbelief. Basically, that's yeah. I basically just look at it in disbelief. But you know, enough of me complain. Let's just wreck some tanks. No, the main on this thing is decent. It has about the same penetration as the 30B2, has about the same ammo as well. You get a very good gun, and you get fantastic ammo as well. So depending on all of these main battle tanks in this tier, it's usually more than enough. But again, the difference is the OF APFSDS seems to be performing slightly worse than the APFSDS on the deadly baguette tanks. The OF isn't bad. The definitely does play about the same as any other main battle tank, honestly. I mean, if you played the Leopard A1, you basically played all the main battle tanks. All of the tier 8 vehicles play about the same. I mean, they also kind of look the same, to be honest. All of the more modern vehicles, or the Cold War era vehicles, all of them are about they're very similar in design. They're very similar in performance. They're very similar in defense, in ammo as well. Basically, yeah, very interesting. I think as we're moving towards the more modern vehicles, that's where you will kind of see a difference. That's where the tanks are kind of different now. I mean, if you look at the modern tanks, they are kind of different. But during this period where we are at in the game at the moment, all of the vehicles do kind of look the same. you will see in the future tanks with better armor. You will see composite armor, the depleted uranium armor, and things like that. That's going to be interesting, and that's probably going to kind of change the game, and will change it how the whole meta works. Right now, you don't really trust the armor, but we will see if that will change down the road. In any case, we had some good games today. It was pretty fun to play these vehicles, and well, very interesting little comparison that I'd always like to do. And well, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe. As always, I'll see you next time.